Morning, guys. Welcome to Olive's Tree. I'm Mandy, and if this is the first time you stop by, you're really welcome, and I hope that you'll like some of the content. I'm just about to film a vlog on how I make high-protein yogurt. So I make normal yogurt all the time, but what I'm going to do is I'm going to make some with some low-sugar, high-protein powder in it, which is really good for me at the moment, especially on treatment, and it'd be fine for anybody to have. So I don't know if this is going to work. We're going to give it a go. So I've got the Instapot. Well, I said Instapot, but this is the insert of a multi-cooker, and the brand I have is called Taste the Difference. And I will try and link the little logo up of that. It's a lot cheaper than an Instapot and just as functional and fantastic to cook with. So wash with really hot soapy water, rinse really well, and I've dried that. I've got very clean whisk, tablespoon, a jug, and I've got a little shaker with some water in it. That's all we need. So let's get started. Now, in my yogurt, I like to use either Coles organic full cream milk or preferably Aldi. The only thing I'm struggling with at the moment is the Aldi brand, unless I'm just not looking properly. I couldn't find this morning where it says ultra treated, but I'm very sure that all long life milk is. And I always use this milk, so I don't think there'll be a problem anyway. So I'm going to put in the whole litre of milk. And if it doesn't work out, I'll still find a way to use this. I'll put it into a cake. I'll turn it into some sort of pudding. I'll work it out. So none of this is going to go to waste. So in we go with our 1 litre of milk. And because I'm so sure this is ultra treated, I don't need to pre-warm it up to 43 or 48 degrees. I don't need to do any of that. To taste the difference, multi-cooker will do that when I hit the yogurt setting, which is fantastic. All right, so having said that, I'm also not going to add in a couple of spoons of dry milk powder because there's a lot of dry milk powder in here. So I need to get that. I'm going to get you down where you can see what I'm doing. So down we come. All right, so I think the best way to mix this up is in a shaker, because if you've ever had protein powder, they're notoriously hard to get the lumps out of, or they can be. Now this says, well, that's not quite a full scoop. How many scoops? It says 2 scoops. I'm going to put in 4, and this is going to be all my yogurt, that I'm making at the moment is unsweetened. That's 3, isn't it? Okay, let's try 4. And it said to put it into 300 mils of water or milk. Well, I put in 200, so I'm hoping that that's going to be okay. And I'm hoping I'm strong enough to get the lid on this. All right, now we're just going to give it a really good shake. It smells like chocolate milk. I haven't tried this one before. It only has 6 grams. No, it has 30 grams of protein per serve. It's 2.8% grams of fat per serve. And what were some of the other numbers that I thought looked really interesting? So your protein is, I said the protein, the fat. Carbohydrates are 6 grams. So I'm not worried about that. Lots of vitamins and minerals as well in this. So, great for anybody. You don't have to be spending all your time at the gym to make use of a protein powder. If you're unwell or getting over something, it can be a wonderful addition into your food. Okay, and I normally use plant-based protein powders, but I couldn't get what I was looking for, so I thought I'm going to try this one. All right, so in goes our protein powder and milk. So we had 4 scoops of protein powder in 200 mils of water, and 1 litre of milk. And I'm quite happy with, there's not that many lumps or, things going on there that we need to worry about. And I should have kept a little bit back to help combine into my yogurt. That's okay. I'll just pop a little bit into this jug that I've got sitting here. Now, I always save a pot of my yogurt so that I can have a nice rich starter. So this is my Greek yogurt from last week. It's lovely and thick, as you can see. And I normally wouldn't use a full jar. I'm not going to use the full jar. That's 4 ounces in that jar. I'm going to put in about 3, just because this is a bit of a pilot program today. Just want to make sure that we've got the best chance of getting the best product at the end. And stirring through. Doesn't take long. Now, this won't be a very strong flavoured chocolate because 4 scoops is only 2 serves. But what I am going to do is I'm going to give it a little taste just to see what the flavour strength is like. So I've just got some out on a spoon. Oh no, that is delicious. I don't even know that I would probably put 4 in next time. I'm actually really tempted here to add in some cocoa powder and a bit more milk because that's a bit sweeter than I would like. I think that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to just go that this is going to work, and that's what I'm going to do. So just bear with me. I'll grab some more milk. I think it's going to be an absolute winner. Winner, winner. Just a little bit more chocolate. So I'm just going to do that. Now, that could be tricky, getting the cocoa powder to dissolve. I guess I could melt some dark chocolate, but, you know, that just seems like that would be a whole different headache for me today. So I think I'm going to pop some directly into this jug. Or will I sift it in? Maybe I will sift it in through my tea strainer. Let's get that into our pot along with the rest of our milk. Now, this one does say, this Coles brand, Long Life Organic Milk, does say ultra treated, ultra heated, or whatever it is. And I'm very, very sure that they're all the same. I've made my yogurt intermittently with both brands and I don't have any problems. So it was just something I wanted to check for you guys today, just to clarify. Okay, so in we go with our mix. Like so. And I've got a feeling that my husband, who hates yogurt, will eat this. He doesn't like yogurt because it's not sweet enough. It doesn't taste like chocolate custard, but I've got a feeling this is going to. All right, so a little whisk around all of it. That's all we need. Don't need to get too carried away. Okay, so we've got that bit done in record time. Now we're just going to pop the insert into the Taste the Difference multi-cooker. I got it right. And I'm just going to bring you around so that you can see what I'm doing. I'll just bring you around to the front here. I've just got you around to the front here so you can see the front of my cooker. Now, I'm just going to pop a dinner plate over the top. No need for your pressure lid. And let's have a look at our settings. Now, I get this wrong every time. It takes me a couple of goes, so don't panic. We get there in the end. So yogurt, hit the middle button. Medium says 8 hours, but I want to go, hang on, hit medium again. No, I already done it. I do this every single time. So see, I can take it to manual to 48 degrees and the other one is 43. So if I push that, that's on manual 48. Then if I press, turn it again, see I can make it go higher or lower. So I'm going to say let's make it 46 manual and then 8 hours. No, I want longer than 8. I want it to run for, wow, a lot longer than 8. This is where I get confused on my settings. Tell you what I'm going to do. 12 hours will be 10:30 tonight, 10 p.m. I'll still be awake. So in 12, that's 12 and a half hours. Oh, well. At 11 o'clock, I'll come down and we'll have a look at that. Oh, no. Let's drop it back to 10 hours. So let's come back here on 46 degrees. Let's come back here in 10 hours, which will be 8 o'clock tonight. We'll have a check of it at 8 o'clock tonight. Okay, so press start. And now we've got our little cooking symbol starting over here, and then it ends there. I really like this actual multi-cooker. It's got so many functions. And if you're thinking about looking at getting into one, I highly recommend them, especially if you're someone like me who is responsible for burning nearly everything that comes out of the kitchen because of her memory once she gets right into chemotherapy. That is why I bought that at an air fryer in the very beginning, and I am happy to say I've stopped burning things. We've stopped throwing away food because of it. It's been wonderful. So, keep that in mind if that reminds you of yourself. We've got the lid on. So as you can see, I'm not using the multi-cooker lid. I'm just using a dinner plate. And then I don't have to worry about, say, for example, if I'd made a strongly spiced or herbed casserole or a stew or curry, it's not going to take that flavour into my yogurt. I'm just going to get that nice clean flavour, and it doesn't need to be, pressure sealed off. So just remember that. Just don't panic. Just don't use a lid. And so if you're somebody who has been thinking about a multi-cooker, I highly recommend that you look into them. This one's really good. It was a lot cheaper than an Instapot by memory, and I didn't buy it on the bandwagon of everyone else buying it. I bought that in an air fryer because on chemotherapy, all I did was destroy our dinner every night. Time is set. I don't know why. Anyway, I love it. So I'm going to see you back here in 10 hours, and we're going to have a little look at our high protein chocolate Greek yogurt. Okay, guys, this is what my yogurt with the chocolate protein powder looks like. Welcome back, guys. So it's the next morning and I've got my high protein chocolate yogurt that I've strained overnight. We're going to have a little look at it. We're going to have a taste of it, and we're going to get it into some jars. So I didn't use a cheesecloth to strain this one. I used some paper towel because I was worried the chocolate would stain. I'm just going to lift it up and show you how much whey is in the bottom. Can you see that? So quite a lot of whey has come out of that yogurt. I'm going to get rid of that. I don't want to keep that. And now I'm going to try and get it into this bowl somehow. And I have a feeling that the paper is going to tear, but I'm going to do my very best. It could take a little minute. I'm not really sure the best way to go about this, in all honesty, but let's just start by ladling some. Now you can see that it's thicker closer to the paper. That's normal because that was where the moisture was wicking through. And you can see that the chocolate is quite striated, or, it's not all mixed evenly. That's probably the cocoa powder that I added, but once we stir this back together, I think it's going to be fine. So I'm really happy with it so far. After tasting it yesterday when I was making it, though, I do think it tastes more like a dessert than a yogurt. But it is a healthier type of dessert, and I'm pretty sure that the grandkids will eat some. My husband might eat some. I'll eat some. I could dilute it down with a bit of normal yogurt because I still have normal Greek yogurt, so it's not going to be a problem. The tricky bit is getting it out of here. You can see some parts are really, really thick. I'm just going to have to come in here gently and scrape around. I will get a piece of calico that I'll wash up. I'll boil it up for 10 minutes or so, give it a wash, and I'll put that aside to use from now on for yogurt and for if I make this chocolate or, any type of high protein with a flavour and a colour, rather than my good white tea towel. So I'm going to do that today, but I'm pretty happy with that. Obviously, I don't want to get paper in there. So let's just get rid of this for now. Okay. And we'll give it a little stir. So yeah, you can see that there's different thicknesses. It's very thick, closer to the filter, to the paper. But that chocolate is stirring in very nicely. So I'm very happy with that. And I'm not worried if there are thicker and thin pieces in this. I'm not going to whip it. I don't want it to break down. I'm actually just going to leave it like that, to be honest. But I will have a little taste this morning and just see what I think. Oh, that's yummy. That's really, really yummy. It is more like a dessert. Now, I put two servings of protein powder into my 1.5 litres of milk, and I made it up with 300 mils of milk. My thoughts for next time are I would not use two servings. I would use maybe 1.5 for 1.5 litres, and I would make it up with milk, the protein powder with milk rather than water. I know it's got powdered milk in it, but I'm just thinking that's where I want to go next for my next sort of trial, because this is really good, but I think there's still some ways that we could, or I could, improve on that. It definitely is a success. It would be delicious with some fresh berries or banana. Whoops, I'm making a real mess of this morning, I know that. Okay, so this would have fitted into the smaller jar, but that's okay. We'll just use this one first. I want to get every last bit out. Trying not to drop anything here. Okay. Alrighty, so we've made 5 magnets on you. Do I have a cloth? Yes, I do. Okay, what a mess. Alrighty. So let's just have a look. So let's say that's going to be 160, 200 mils, I think. So 360, 520, 660, 760, 860, 960. So we've got just over a kilo of yogurt from the 1.5 litres of milk and the 300 mils of water that went into the protein powder. So that's pretty good. You know, we could have made it a bit thicker, but I don't think we needed it to be a bit thicker. I think it's going to be fine. I think it will set up a little bit more in the fridge as well. And if it doesn't, it won't be a big deal. Okay. So let's get over here. Get these jars up. And whoops. Just get these jars all over here. And I'll get some lids on them. Don't know if I have a lid for that now that I'm thinking about it. I'm stressing. Small jar. I'll do a costing for this recipe in case you want to give it a go. And as I said, it's made about 1 litre and about 1060 mils or something like that. This recipe is made from 1.5 litres of milk and 300. No, I only put 200 mils in. Remember, I put 200 mils of water into the protein mix, but we still got over a litre of high protein chocolate yogurt back. So I'm going to put a costing up for that one. I'm actually really, really surprised how simple and easy that was to do. I wasn't sure that it was set. I wasn't sure that it wouldn't just, I don't know. I didn't know what would happen between the protein in the protein powder and the yogurt culture. Maybe it could have just been a runny mess. And if that had happened, I could have made a pudding with gelatine or something. It would have been fine. But it's came out really, really well. And I think it'd be delicious with some berries, granola if you want to, some banana. You know, there's lots of different things that you could have with that, other fruits. And yeah, so I am going to find a lid for this other jar. Thanks so much for stopping by for this video. Hope you've enjoyed it. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and share with your friends. And I hope the world's treating you all kindly. Recipe and costing breakdown will be in the description as always. Take care, everybody, and bye for now.